heroes of the mighty Scotland, the smartest man in all the land, the best looking man in history. Call on for Derek Fingers of Scotland, the greatest podcast ever.
Where'd you put the dinosaur? What? I don't like Stegosaurus. Triceratops. Do you know me at all?
No. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it is a Triceratops. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in
Oh, and I
Scotland.
never heard the theme tune.
No, you don't hear
And
the
I'm
theme.
still... No, please.
Okay. It's already played.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried.
Why?
Then I have you back to that door. I've signed us
What have
both
you
up.
done?
We're now CEOs of a medical insurance company in America.
What would... what? What?
Oh, you've not been watching the news.
What's happened?
CEO of one of the biggest insurance companies in America.
Oh, no, I did see the news.
Yeah.
That's some crazy
and folk are
fucker.
greeting like fuck over him.
Wait a minute, hold on. I don't agree with these people. I think they're terrible people. But you don't fucking gun them down in the street. I know you have that opinion.
See if your
No.
mother and father got denied healthcare, you'd be taking
You'd
it.
be doing it. I understand. I understand.
The guy went for a wee Starbucks. He's wee mascot.
He had quite a confident walk,
He
didn't he?
just went right up and bang, bang, bang.
Jesus.
Let's just say the guy's wife,
Uh-huh.
she's a little bit lackluster about the whole thing.
Is she?
Yeah.
Just, well, these things happen.
Good news in the TV today. Positivity.
Yes.
Who was that silly newsreader? And he thought the news is too negative. Each day he was going to do happy news.
Yes.
He did a half-hour episode and that was it done. But today, German tourism to the UK
Yeah.
gone up by 50% due to
Oh.
the Tartan Army. The Scots went over
That's
there
a great thing.
and they were so wonderful. The Germans are like, fuck.
Let's go to Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be disappointed.
No, they're having a great
Are they
fucking
loving
time.
it?
The Germans just were so in love with the Scots.
Mhm.
They've come across to spend more time with us. That's wonderful.
I used to go out with a German girl.
Mm-hmm.
Faked her death. It's a long story.
Okay. Well, funnily, I told my mum, I was speaking with my mum and dad with this story. Mum and dad at a guest house. And we had those Germans. They had long
Nice.
hair, they smoked dope. They used to go to parties and not pay their way. They were all police officers.
Oh, that doesn't surprise
Yeah,
me.
it goes, okay. Okay, mum.
That's a very different kind of German
That's
person.
a
If they're
very-
the police,
That's a Hamburgian
you're,
German.
you're moved on there.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
but bad news. So
Mhm.
what I've given you the sweetie, but then I've slapped
that's
you in
nice.
the face.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was in the town.
Oh.
Kind of we're thinking the town's kind of a bit.
A bit falling apart,
a bit-
to say the least.
There's police going about.
Right.
Couple of police officers
Okay.
get in their car, drive off, eating a donut.
The usual.
The kind of where the Weatherspoons is.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of they've got the outside drinking area.
Yes.
Kind of like to cross there, cross the
I
road.
know where you are.
There's a sleeping bag with a man in it, just lying in the way.
Right. Okay.
So
So
it just
we're getting permanent homeless now.
yeah, permanent homeless. But
Dundee, although our rain is really low
they're
here,
moving
It's
here,
not
though.
the-
They're
yeah,
moving here
that's
to
it.
be the Valium. Well, the guy... there's
cheapest Valium.
Cheapest
Should we advertise that?
Well, I found that bag of Valium. The
You
other day.
found a bag
We have about 50 Valium
this big of Valium. I'm surprised you're awake.
just sitting in the street.
yeah.
I saw it falling out of the guy's pocket. But
His
no,
day will be
because there was a
ruined.
guy on the TV a few years ago, and he'd come to Dundee because of the Valium.
It's very
You
common.
get sex tourism, we get Valium tourism. And he was
Yeah.
taking 60 a day, and they were in his flat, and he tried to make a cup of tea and then slid down the
and
wall.
he just falls down.
Well,
yeah.
have you seen him now?
No.
He goes about with a Zimmer.
CEO of a...
Goes about with a
Oh,
Zimmer.
God.
He's fucked.
Yeah. It's,
So it wouldn't be the 60 Valium a
right,
day.
listen,
What
we
is in
can't
them?
we can't give medical advice because we don't know. I'm not a
60
doctor.
Valium per day.
But I'm going to say, should I? But 60 Valium a day
Can't
is
be.
bad for you.
Well, I can see it's not because the guy's fucked.
Oh God, what? I've seen a few of them. But I remember that if anyone's looking for a good documentary
60.
on Dundee, Valium Dundee,
How-
you'll get to it.
How relaxed can you be?
I think it was about food banks,
Can you
wasn't
die of just pure relaxation? Can when you're lying on a waterbed and
it?
you're
Yeah.
just, and
The-
you're relaxed. Can you get so relaxed you just die?
There's right.
Can you be too happy?
The problem is with that program,
Uh-huh.
that documentary about Dundee,
Oh,
and it was food banks. There was a lad on it. He was a single dad.
Oh, and this.
lost his job. He had to go to the food bank. Then got a job again, volunteers at the food bank, donates to it and everything. You go, that's a wonderful story. And they went, yeah, we need more people sliding down the wall making a cup of tea. So that's what they focused on.
The dead Secret Millionaire Dundee, they put him up in a place that was just about to get demolished.
Yeah.
They sent him to the food bank, and it was run by a guy called Ewan Gurr, who's a former BNP member.
Yes.
He ran for Parliament on the platform of 1950s fatherhood.
Oh, Jesus.
He writes for the Courier as some fucking trolling by the Thompson family. He always says, I was getting the bus the other day and I spoke to a woman. She had 5 kids. She had 8, but she'd eat 3 of them. He just comes away with
just
this
make up
bullshit.
stuff,
He's
yeah.
a bullshit idiot. He's an idiot.
Lovely.
And I see him going about the town and he's got an energy like, I'm Ewan Gurr.
Oh, nobody cares, Greasy. But the thing is, the
But-
TV and that
But
do
there's more
that.
Germans going about.
That's wonderful. Do you remember it was like Benefit Street, a programme? And on it, they made people like they were on the dole. They were going to work.
Yeah.
The people that said they were on the dole. The guy goes, I'm working.
There's a Polish family. They said they were in penury. They were living in Strawberry Bank Lane.
Yeah. This poor guy
This is-
went to work every day, but they just filmed him looking after his
But
family
the
and went,
thing
oh,
is,
look at this poor...
they couldn't have filmed a proper person because it would just you wouldn't know what they're saying.
Yeah, it was this poor
Remember
lad.
the 2 guys who were going to the food bank, and what they would do, they'd stick them put their money together so they'd more money.
Oh, great idea.
But one just robbed the other one. The
Oh,
fella.
no.
But a lassie I know works in the food bank, and they says is people genuinely need the food
Mhm.
bank.
Food bank or larder.
These are food banks.
Yeah.
But it says the
Because
genuinely
you can't just
do-
go to a food bank. You have
but-
to be...
yeah. But they said some of them would come in. The Dundee junkies would come in. Just take away loads of these.
Oh, my God.
And if there's a big thing at Christmas, there'd be sweeties sitting.
That's all I want.
They would take all this. The one that interested in food. The
To
one
be
that,
fair, people talk about panic buying,
Mhm.
and they never panic buy because they get things that they need. Like they'll get good food, you know. And me and my mate once went shopping, and this is when Tesco's closed. And I
Yeah.
went, look, it's closing in 5 minutes, lads. We need someone for with tea, and we walked out with a PC and a box of Quality Street.
I once panic bought at Christmas time gravy for Marky's. Shittest gravy I've ever had in my life. Shite. I worked
It's not
in
good.
Tesco's for a while when I was a student,
Mhm.
part-time job there. Hated it. I was hired to work on the till. Never worked on the till once.
Right. Okay.
Never been healthier. I worked in the veg section. Just ate vegetables all day.
all day.
There was guys come in to rob the place,
Mm-hmm.
and they just brought out tellies. And our manager was like, "We've got to stop them." I'm like, "I'm not fucking stopping them. I'm not. Why am I risking my life?"
Yeah.
But the guy before he left, the robber, he went past the cafe, fucking put his sleeve up, put his hand into this hot stew, just grabbed the boiling hot meat, and left. And then they carried out widescreen tellies.
I did see a video of a guy stealing a TV out of Tesco's, and he puts it down. He goes up to security and goes, "Do you have a trolley?" Or like, "I can't lift this." And that guy went, "Come on, I'll give you a hand." And they just carried it out, took it to his car. I thought,
Well, there was a
Moxie-
manager. There was a Tesco's is cultish. They had a language. They would say, "What are you doing during Rumble?" I'm like, "What on earth are you talking about?"
Oh, right.
Rumble. And I
Okay.
says, "I don't know what Rumble is. It's the hours between 4 o'clock, between 3:30 and 5.
"Oh,
That's Rumble."
a language,
A
yeah,
language.
Yeah.
And one of the managers, the assistant manager, came in, and they were all terrified of him. And he did have a funny look. And do you know why he had a funny look?
Why is that?
He was a manager in the Lochee Tesco's, and a couple scallywags stole a couple frozen turkeys, and he
Mhm.
gave chase.
Oh no!
And he's running after them, and one of them thought, "We're not getting rid of this Terminator 2000." Stopped, banged him in the head with a frozen turkey,
I'll
caved
kill
his
you.
head in,
Yeah.
caved his head in, metal plate in his head.
Oh Jesus!
Tesco's is like that. Oh God, this poor bastard's going to sue us.
Yeah.
And he's, no, he says, "Dinna sue us. I want Riverside."
And he got
He got it.
Riverside. He can't with a metal plate and all
Metal
those planes
plate.
passing, trains and everything.
There was a
it'll make 'em
helicopter
wonky.
was going about yesterday, the Polish helicopter.
Yeah.
Something's on before Christmas.
There always is. It's like where I live, there was a raid a couple of weeks ago, and it was
Oh.
just everyone was getting nailed
Came
at the
up
same
been
time.
watching Slow Horses. You heard of that show?
Yeah, you told me about it. Is it good?
Fucking Gary Oldman. It's like me. It's
What?
the character.
Just angry
he
and shouting.
belches. He's just. It's wonderful.
That's-
I'm
it's
like,
not wonderful,
to
man.
the point is, I'm sure Gary
tidied
Oldman's been
himself
following
up a
me
bit?
about. He wears a shirt, no
Yeah, there you go.
t-shirts. I'm sure it's me. I'm getting right to him.
He's just taking your whole look.
So the Germans, that was a positive
That's a
story.
good thing. I love that.
The guy lying in the street was a negative
That's
story.
not so great.
The CEO getting shot. In
in the middle.
In the middle somewhere. What else? What's
but-
Elon Musk been up to?
Instinctively, I'm not for shooting people.
The thing is...
Do I understand it?
No, but the thing is...
But I'm not for it.
There's Americans, a lot of the people who are against this,
Yeah.
they are, funnily enough, there's a lot of pro-gun people.
Mm-hmm.
And they say if the government becomes dictatorial,
Mm-hmm.
you can take up arms and throw off the yoke of your oppressor.
Yeah.
The corporations are oppressing Americans by, here a drug will cost 100 quid, in America it'll be 5,000 quid. They're being oppressed.
Mhm.
Surely this is a time to take up weapons. If that's your mindset.
Again, but isn't it in the Constitution? It says a well-regulated
Yeah.
militia.
I
And
never
the-
made a mess.
But the thing is,
To
I
be
went to
honest-
someone's house
Uh-huh.
and they had a Glock
Uh.
loaded, sitting on top of their TV.
Fuck.
That is not well regulated.
Friend of my mum and dad's had a deer farm,
Okay.
venison. What they used to do,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have cows in the field. They go about, moo, it's a
Yeah.
cow impression, get put onto trucks, get taken to a slaughterhouse and killed. Stressful.
I get it.
Deer,
Mm-hmm.
put down some food, and when the deer's having a munch, bang, 2-2 rifle, doesn't even realise.
That's right.
So this CEO was humanely killed.
Oh, can I bring up something that is a pet peeve?
Peeve.
In America,
Uh-huh.
those guns are 22s.
Uh-huh.
Here it's a 22 because it's point. Point is only 22. You don't say 22. I'm just correcting you. I'm just saying.
Did
the
I
whole-
say a 2-2?
No, you said 22. You're correct.
I'm correct.
But America
Okay.
has its problems. But the only real
I
problem is they say 22.
I watched
And it's not.
a YouTube video,
yeah.
and it was Polis.
Okay.
Them bad cops. Came one of these shows of the
Mhm.
cops, and they're in Wichita, someplace.
I've been there.
I'm saying Wichita. They're at a nightclub,
Okay.
pub place, late night boozer place, veranda, and they're having an argument. And the reason they're having an argument, people have parked their cars, and a guy's got just a gun sat on the dashboard.
Yeah.
And they say to him, you can't really have guns just sat on the dashboard. But they're not going to arrest him. They just says, could you put it under your seat, out of the way? And the guy gets up at it and they end up arresting him.
Mm-hmm.
But the police, they're having the gun. If you were in this country and there was a gun sat there, can you
Oh,
imagine?
you're in trouble.
I prefer living in a place where there's not the gun sitting on the dashboard.
Right. I said this about living in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind guns. I got brought up with guns. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me. I'm not stressed
But
when
they
I
should
see
be
a
under the
gun.
bed, somewhere safe.
But I don't want to live somewhere
No, I
where I
don't.
need a gun. And where I lived, I needed one.
Well,
I didn't have one, but if I was there any longer, I would have
Yeah,
had one.
but here, if this was America, City Booze
Mhm.
near me, they'd have a gun. They would need to have a gun.
Yeah.
And the people who were going to steal a pot noodle would also need a gun.
You know how you look at places you've been or whatever on Google Earth? I thought, I'm going to look at the house that I lived in
Uh-huh.
America.
Uh-huh.
And outside it, there's a memorial to the kid that was shot in it.
Oh, fuck.
And you're like, why did I look?
Will I tell the most depressing story I
Oh.
depressed you with the other day?
Okay.
So-
Oh, yeah.
Listen to this, people.
I'm actually angry about
And
it.
this, I'll bear with me
Oh,
because
it's
this
not good.
needs
This
saying.
upset me.
So, you always think you're in ruddy good health and youth. You're youthful. You've got
Yeah.
youthful energy.
Oh, thank you.
Kind of Timmy Mallet meets Richard Keys.
I like that.
And I thought I'll bring him down
You
because
did.
I like to be.
Yeah.
I like
ruin
to.
everything.
I like to think of myself. If you're going surfing,
Mm-hmm.
I like to be a suitcase full of rocks that's tied to your leg.
I appreciate that, and you
Okay.
are. You
So this is
certainly
this.
are.
Remembering when you thought the travelling Wilburys were a bunch of old farts.
And I
I
did.
remember.
I remember
and
being
thought,
60s and
those
70s.
old bastards.
Yep.
Bob Dylan was 47 years old.
Okay.
Jeff Lynne was 41
That
years
doesn't
old.
make sense.
Tom
Petty.
Petty, 37
It
years
doesn't
old.
make sense.
Roy Orbison, 52.
Younger than me.
And George Harrison,
hmm
45.
This upsets me terribly.
You see, came when the Beatles split. You see the Beatles when we were kids in
Mhm.
the 80s. I used to think, how old are
They
they?
were Burns. It's so weird. It's so weird. It upset me awfully.
I've started seeing people from our generation on telly, and I'm like, they're so fucking old.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I saw Rogan on something the other day. Rogan suddenly got old.
But you know what it is? We are getting old, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Move into it and accept it, and that's okay. The shock is when you looked at people and thought they were ancient, and they're
Have you
dramatically younger than I am
seen?
now.
Have you seen
Fuck's sake.
Donatella Versace?
Right.
New
I don't know
face.
what's happening in the world of fucking facelifts at the moment, but they're good.
Well, no, but she
They're
looks fucking
fixing
awful.
shit.
But
But
her
they're fixing
face,
it.
They managed to fix something weird. She still looks terrible,
Yeah.
but they've given
They've
her.
fixed it.
Have you seen Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan?
Lohan, completely different.
Well, do you know how her face was done?
How was it done?
Like one of the someone who had a facelift back in the day was Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper famously had a facelift done.
Okay.
I remember when Kurt Douglas had a facelift,
yeah.
and all they would do was they would
Slice, pull.
they would slice a bit behind
Yeah.
your ear and pull the whole thing back.
Is it with bits of thread now they put in and
They
just
would get
gently?
you would get it before behind the ear,
Mm-hmm.
but they'd often get it. So it was, the good ones were kind of inside your ear. Now they go around your face. It's like someone out of Hellraiser, and
Oh,
they
no.
strand by strand. So her face, when she's relaxed, it looks fantastic. But you see her, she comes out of the car and she's greeting fans, and this bit's quite mobile. But the rest of her face,
Just nothing
corpse-like.
moves. I saw a clip of her
She's-
in
how
a
old
film
is she?
crying.
How old
Nothing
is,
moved.
how old is
She's
she?
not that old.
37.
Yeah. She's not that old, and it's just like, oh my god.
I was reading an article
just
about-
young as fuck, actually.
About that 70s show. They were all pederasts.
It's
and
not a good-
weirdos.
Yeah.
They were
the
all
lead
the-
actor in it.
all
He was okay.
Scientologists.
Yeah.
Topher Grace was okay because he wasn't a Scientologist, nor was he friends
And he
with others.
hated them all. Yeah.
Ken who's a real shagger? Wilmer Valderrama.
Yes.
Fez.
Yeah.
He was shagging Britney Spears. He was shagging Lindsay Lohan.
Oh god.
Mandy
when they were
Moore. All
very
when
young.
they were young.
Young.
And then he went on the Howard Stern show and just was going on about it.
It's,
The 90s were
it's like
extraordinary. Early
Seinfeld.
2000s.
He got away with it. No one seems to be talking about him.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio? He starts dating people he knew when they were 5.
Oh, what the fuck?
He waits till they're 18 and gives them a call. He's
This
on,
is so
on the
strange.
Rolodex.
So
The
strange.
thing is, he won't be doing it himself. His PA will be doing. Ken Holmes Under the Hammer.
Yeah.
What I love about Holmes Under the Hammer, Martell Maxwell. No.
No idea who that is.
The Dundee journalist lassie with the red hair. She's on Holmes Under
You
the
keep
Hammer.
mentioning him. Never
No,
heard of
I've
her.
I
No,
saw her outside here one day.
Nope.
No,
Never
okay.
heard of her.
That's a shame. I was going to try and get her as a guest on here.
I don't think she'll come on.
I bet she will.
We're in-
I'll schmooze her.
I have heard
Ah.
we're getting to be a bit of a known quantity
To whom?
within Dundee
Big,
circles.
Big Dundee.
Big Dundee.
Okay.
They're aware of us.
So,
And
Holmes Under the
They're a
Hammer.
little scared.
Okay.
I like it.
Oh, that's good. Homes Under the Hammer. They'll
Yes.
do up a house.
Yeah.
But they'll go back to them 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll visit them and see how the house is getting on. And then they'll revisit them in another 5 years later. Who's keeping that information? Because people
Yeah.
must come and go from the show.
It's not the stars. It's the people in the background. The same as
There
DiCaprio.
must be. I think there's some old wifey, some kind of Jackie character,
Mhm.
and Alison. And she's been there all this time. She's got just files on everyone.
That's awful.
But imagine getting a phone call. You were in Homes Under the Hammer
Yeah.
5 years ago. Can we come and revisit?
You're like, no, I've got to clean up.
And then you see the woman's got to go out and get the haircut. The guy gets a shave, gets a tight shirt on.
Oh my god.
Weird as fuck.
So if you get a
Okay.
facelift,
Aye.
is that stolen valor?
Yeah.
Is a Wonder Bra stolen valor?
Yeah, disappointing. Tissue. Old fashioned tissue.
You know, it's a bit
bandaging.
like when that guy from the Navy SEALs goes out and catches people that are faking Navy SEALs. I go out on the street and
you
go,
do-
"Oi, you're
the
tits."
thing about these fake Navy SEAL guys, they tend to all have learning difficulties or they've got mental health
There's
problems.
some people that you see them that they're not well and they just leave them be. They go, carry on.
Ken,
but there's
guys in a
others
car
that have
park
got-
with medals and like
Yeah.
big epaulets.
But
and-
there's other ones that have got into positions of
yeah,
government
yeah. Oh,
using
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And they go after them and it's
Yeah.
wonderful to see.
yeah.
But I have to
A
admit,
lot-
when you see they're not well,
The
they just leave
guys
them
who
alone.
have never been in the services,
Yeah.
but there's guys who were in the services, they've maybe been in the Navy.
And they fake it.
But a lot of these guys tend to have left the army under a bit of cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're reimagining themselves.
It's very
But
strange.
why that happens more in America is because you get that, oh, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
So they lionize you a little bit. So you get some
That's
free
very
call.
strange
It's
because
weird.
here that doesn't happen at all.
people went to the Falklands and came back. and
If
I
you're
think-
if you're a squaddie here, you just know you're not getting in a pub. That's about it.
yeah, it's
That's
not-
about
yeah, it's
the
not-
most you'll get is refused from places.
Yeah, but you shouldn't lionise your military. Really, what do you think of South
Not at all.
Korean malarkey?
Oh
He
yeah,
thought to himself, let's fucking martial law.
it's very.
I don't think anybody's been hurt.
I hope not, and I hope it ends quickly.
I
and
think it is. I think he's done. He's done.
Jesus.
He's done.
just a strange one.
I always thought South Korea was a very kind of organised, calm place, but they say the politics is quite
Insane. Good
But
internet.
like this.
That's what they have. They have good internet.
Do they?
Best internet in the world. That's all I know about.
Wonderful.
Right. So let's see
South Korean food.
our patrons what they've been saying.
What have they got to say to themselves?
Let's see.
Did you see the one, the sinkhole in Lockheed Road?
What?
There's a sinkhole appeared in Lockheed Road.
Really?
It's getting bigger every day.
That's the
Did
old
you see
burn.
the thing Shadowins did?
Uh,
I
oh.
posted the picture, then he put a
I did see your picture. Someone having sex with it.
thanks for that. So many of the
Do you
listeners,
notice how quick he does that? He has these pictures.
They're
all-
ready.
yeah, they're
And
ready.
but funnily enough, everybody had the same thing. Like, oh, I'd like to
Ooh.
put my cock in that.
That looks
All of
wet.
them. All of them.
Yeah, like they to have any joy from the size of that hole.
I'd feel
Calm
sorry
down.
for that hole.
Oh.
Oh, you'd never
Can
do that.
you molest the street? I think
Yes.
you can.
No, you can, because
can.
remember, you keep telling me about that documentary you really enjoy. You watch it once a week about the people that fuck cars.
Yes.
That I felt sorry for the car, like it had been abused.
Now, see, that's funny because you know how we talked before about anthropomorphized
Yeah.
things, and that actually is a positive. There is
Yeah.
good in that. When I watched that, I felt like kicking the guy in.
Yeah, it was awful.
See, leave that car alone.
It's awful.
And you hose the car down, but even
Ken,
though
I
you
can
hosed
imagine if somebody's fucking your Furby, you're going,
I'd be
leave my
furious.
Furby alone. Where would you fuck a Furby?
Ian Rockcliffe.
That's all he's getting.
Is that it? Morning, folkers.
Uh-huh.
Just a public reminder to the listeners.
Oh, no.
This is important. We are now deep in the season where charities will pull at your heartstrings for donations. If you're able, I would encourage you to give to a local charity, as the donation will go further. If you ever want to feel bad, just read the annual reports from big charities to see how much money was wasted. Now,
I agree.
I had been
Localism.
given, it was between 10 and 15% of my yearly wage I give to charity every year.
Okay.
And I've done this for,
But was that not the Derek Findas penis extension charity?
it didn't go far.
Right.
I've done this for about 27 years.
Uh-huh.
And I'd done exactly what he's telling. I read the report.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And the charity that I gave gave between 6 and 9% to charity. The rest to run itself.
That's
And this was a charity that had its own private jet. And I couldn't fucking
they'll
believe
have a
it.
CEO
Yeah.
just saying Greenpeace save the children.
You ever used the silencer, a moderator?
No.
Loud as fuck.
The only
I
charity
hate
I,
them
would
word
give,
because they hurt my ears.
the only charity I would give to is a donkey one.
Well, they're getting too much money.
Donkeys very good investors.
You know what, Ian?
Good
You're
at maths.
absolutely right about this because I got stung terribly.
I'll be honest with you, if you get one where you're donating food, I know we've spoke about food
Mhm.
banks and that, but if you went to your local church,
Yeah.
I'll tell you who'd actually be good. They're a no nonsense lot.
Mhm.
The Salvation Army,
That's a good point.
because they're not glamorous.
They're,
But what they do is they feed people and they put people
they
up.
don't even dress sexy.
No, there's
They're not
no-
like a nun.
No, saying that, Britney Spears could do something with that uniform.
I'm sure she could.
What about
Not
what's
now.
her
She
name?
vibrates now.
Well, she's now saying she's 42 years old, but she said she was going to have a party like she's a 5-year-old. So she's reverting.
You know what she needs?
What about Sydney Sweeney
Someone
in a
looking after
Salvation
her.
Army costume?
Listen.
Something about that costume.
It's tits. I don't get the appeal of the girl.
Oh, I don't.
What?
That's really cruel. She's a
I
wonderful
don't- I'm
actress.
sure she's wonderful. I
A
just
wonderful
haven't seen it
actress.
yet. I think it.
Watch
just
her
tits?
turn. She's in the. She's in the a few things.
She's very good.
Good.
Now
What's-
you're
this-
cutting out a
this-
lot, and I don't know why.
It's maybe me.
I think it's the noise reduction on it, but I think you go very quiet. and
Just go quite quiet.
It seems to cut it out.
Hello.
I
Check.
don't know.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
But anyway,
3.
Ian, that's really
Yeah,
good
no, give
advice.
it-
Look
if
into
you
your own
can-
charity.
If you can hand an
Mhm.
item, and at this time of year, like a thing that's easily cooked,
Yeah.
and hand it. But if you make something,
There was one charity that was like you could buy something that someone wants as a gift
Yeah.
for Christmas,
that sounds
was-
too much like a Secret Santa.
but
to
it
me.
was kids and all this sort of stuff. And,
There was a guy that was involved in Dundee charities,
and it was all bullshit.
and his thing was giving toys to the children of single mums.
That's
the
called
problem-
a way-in.
The problem was he'd access to single mums.
Yes. Rattle Badger.
Who was that guy that was given? He said he was going round and putting in free boilers to old folk, and it was just all a pile of shit.
Just lies.
Lies, yeah.
Oh my God. Rattle Badger. Evening, because it is,
Uh-huh.
motherfuckers and Foker followers. Fern Brady's Badger here with some topical ointment style questions for you.
Okay.
He always has a good question.
He does.
You're definitely cutting out. I'm going to have to look at this. But anyway, it's not bad. I can just hear the noise reduction coming
Is
in.
it? Is it just...
Yeah, you can
coming
hear
and
it coming
going?
in. It's a bit too harsh.
Oh.
We all enjoy listening to you blethering on every week. We don't blether, but what makes you laugh? What entertains you? What's the pick-me-up when you feel a bit under strain? Do you enjoy Jimmy Carr-style edgy comedy or perhaps something more localised? Looking forward to Butler Fest. I might actually be able to take part live this year.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr,
no.
I don't... Nah.
Jimmy Carr's got the energy of a slightly right-wing Bob Monkhouse.
Holy shit, that is the greatest description
I'm
you've ever
not a
done.
big
That's
fan.
amazing.
And he's got a hair transplant. He's catering to the American
He looks like
market.
kind of a scary doll now.
I like that Jeslick guy for that American Jeselnik. I found it very dark.
Mhm. I don't like stand-up though.
No, not a big fan of stand-up.
You know what makes me laugh? And it's you'll probably hate this,
Oh my god!
but when I just go through like Instagram reels
Yeah,
and something comes up as someone falling over in a
Yeah.
particular way, I will laugh
I
like
was
I've never
laughing
laughed in my life.
a lot at the thing the other day, and it was a heat sensor, and it was showing what farts look like.
See, that makes me laugh like
Makes
fuck.
me laugh.
Have you seen the very famous one where they open the door and a kid runs in and he's needing a shit, but he runs up the stairs farting?
Oh.
I couldn't
Yeah,
breathe.
that's
I was
funny.
laughing so
No,
much.
stand-up comedy. I don't know. It's nothing that really.
I don't
There's
like
people
it.
at my work are going to see Josh Whittle come, and it just looks fucking.
know who
odd.
that is.
He's annoying.
The problem with stand up is that it's found its real place in clips.
Yeah.
So if you watch a clip, you go, "That was good," but then if you watch an
2
hour
hours-
of comedy,
2
you're
hours
like,
of that.
"Nah, I can't do that." It's like,
I went. I know it's boring. I went to see Billy Connolly once when he played in Dundee,
uh-huh.
and Billy Connolly was good.
yeah,
He really was good. Remember, like everybody'd have the albums, the Billy Connolly albums.
I've never been a fan.
No,
to
I
be honest.
just liked him. He does.
He seems like a nice person
Yeah,
and all
way
that,
about
but
and I like how he's dealing with his illness. He's very remarkable.
very philosophical.
Yes,
and-
he's an interesting, an old
accepting
hippie kind of guy.
Oh, he's very hippie. That's the
hippie
thing.
dippy guy.
The only thing, when
But
he was
what
16,
about-
for
what about-
15 minutes, he worked in the docks.
Yeah,
Let it go, mate.
yeah,
You've been a millionaire for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
I know. I wouldn't say he does us because he embraced his money. He got friends with Prince Andrew for a while. Doesn't mention
Did
that.
he?
Oh yeah,
that's been
He
forgot about.
because he was up. Billy Connolly would go to the Bramar gatherings, and people slagged him for it. I hate the royal family.
Yes.
But the thing is, if you're a millionaire, you're not going to live your same life. Of course, your life's going to change. It's weird if it doesn't.
I'd have bigger walls around my house and
Death
just
squads.
stay
I've
in
told
more.
you, death squads. There'd be no CEOs around me. I'm telling you.
I
They'd
would
get
be
close.
in more. Oh, we've got one more. Hold on.
But,
Look, that's
but comment-
annoying.
What about
What
comment?
does that say?
No comments yet. What?
Loads of them.
What about comedy shows?
Comedy shows. Oh, God, I don't know that
I
someone
watched
that's really
a bit
made
and
me
it was,
laugh.
and it's a show I didn't watch, but you know that Peep Show.
yeah.
But it had clips of Hans, Super Hans,
Yeah.
and it was funny.
I don't know.
I
What
never
makes
liked-
me laugh
Who's the
now?
kids that they're all 40, but they're pretending to be school kids?
What?
They've something. Can the wee guy with the specs? Did a film. Diddly-dee-dee.
Oh, the In-Betweeners.
I never watched it because it annoyed me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't laugh. I didn't go, you watch it and you're entertained. for
Ivan
half-
Dobsky thing, that monkeypox or whatever that show was called. That was
Yeah,
good.
there's
the
things, but-
animation.
No, the things that actually make me fucking cry laughing is just these little reels. that
Blazing
something will appear.
Saddles,
It's all right.
the fart scene.
Oh no,
Can you watch that without laughing?
I never killed me.
No. But it's
Putting on the Ritz, Young Frankenstein.
okay.
The first time I saw
Okay,
that,
yeah.
I was lucky I made it through it.
You like visual gags?
Well, he was singing "Put it on the net." That's very funny.
I liked that belly thing. Belly's got to get you. That used to make me laugh. It was a big belly.
What?
It's for Nike shoes. Belly's got to get you. It was a big belly. You never seen that?
No,
Belly's got to get you.
I don't watch TV.
It's just a belly. No,
You're talking to a man who only realised this year the Top of the Pops wasn't on TV.
it's not been on TV for 30 years.
I didn't know. I thought it was still on every Friday or whenever it went on. I didn't know. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, you're a man that dresses like you could be in the audience at Top of the Pops.
I don't watch TV. I
Just
don't have
imagine
any
you.
clue. The only time I'll see a TV when it's on the background when I go and see my mum.
I'm sure I saw you on Top of the Pops.
I was standing beside this guy with sort of straw hair. He was very handsy.
Yeah, did you? Yeah.
Chris Shadowins.
Oh, Jesus.
Good morning, gents. Gents.
Yes.
I see that old Blackcroft's library is going to become some sort of fancy restaurant. Does Dundee need more fancy
Where's it?
eateries?
Black Nest Library.
Blackscroft.
Where's that?
Don't know. Never heard of it.
He knows
Chris
more about Dundee than I
Knows
do.
everything about Dundee. I have no clue.
The thing, you
Does
know,
Dundee need less libraries? Do Dundonians even
more,
read? Cheers and have a good show. Thanks, dude.
more libraries.
Yeah, we're going to lose our
But they
biggest
need,
library.
they need to transition into, they can't just be libraries. They've got to be community centres, essentially.
Yeah.
They've got to be multi-purpose.
Which the Lockheed library essentially is. It's a community centre.
you've got to have everything.
Even though they have a giant community centre.
Think out of the box. The one, a beautiful library is the one up on Hilltown, kind of the very top.
Oh, that's gorgeous, yeah.
Oh, it's
the
on the
five-way
corner.
circle, yeah.
Lovely thing, isn't it?
That's really nice.
That's a beautiful library.
But the problem is when you live in Dundee and you any area and there's old shops and they went, right, the shops are going to get filled, you go, wonderful. What are they making? We're going to make an expansive community hub. You're fucked.
You're fucked.
You know that you're
You're
at the
fucked.
lowest you could get if they're building a community hub. You're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's all over. Move out.
It needs, for these things to work, you need somebody with a vision. You need somebody that's fucking dedicated. Yeah.
Talk to me.
But I've seen it work. I didn't know, it's weird. It's really weird. Like my hometown would be in the doldrums, and all it needed was one person that just really would work
It's true,
solid.
but
And
there's
they-
bureaucracy and there's a mess,
I don't
and then
know.
people
But
come
Dundee's
in.
in a bad way. It's another golf course. I don't care because I hate golf. But golf courses,
Wasn't it the most used golf course
Yeah.
in Europe? It's shutting down.
it's shutting down now. I know a golf. I know a golf course is expensive to run.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grass to be cut. You've got to pick all that shites and johnnies out of the bunkers.
Yeah.
That's a 24
Where,
hour.
if they let that all overgrow, where's everyone going to get their magic mushrooms now?
No.
It's a tragedy for
But,
Dundee.
but you may be trying to attract more
Do
visitors.
something.
Do something.
You've got
yeah.
this amazing golf course and then
Because you know what happens? It starts being a golf course, and then what happens? They end up building houses on it.
houses. Because you know that's what's coming for
Yeah.
Camperdown.
For land, yeah. Camperdown will be full of,
Camperdown
in
was
our
for the
lifetime.
people.
In our lifetime, that'll be full of houses.
And it's going to disappear.
Yes.
It's shocking.
You know it will. I walked through Camperdown not that long
it's not
ago.
looked after, is it?
Well, no, the golf course is gone, and it's just quite creepy. Just empty bunkers.
Yeah. It's just...
No.
That's the golf course I used to go to.
to
One
play
at the
golf.
bottom. No.
Of course not.
And because if you get a hole in one, you have to buy a meal for everyone you're with.
So you'd sit there all day long waiting for a meal?
No. Wait, no. What you do is you when you're walking along, there's always golf balls.
Oh, okay.
But there's another way. There's a blind shot, right? So you have to aim towards a pole, and it goes over a hill.
And you'd put
When
in
it
the
comes
hole.
over the hole, I run, grab it, and put it in the hole. When it comes over the hill, I run, get the ball, put it in the hole, run back and watch, and they're looking for it, and they're like, "Where the fuck's my ball?" And you see the guy going, "Can I?" Oh fuck, hole in one. But it was really strange because there was like 30 holes in one that day at the same bit. Oh, wonderful. I used to spend my every ball that came over. There was one time
I'm
3
looking,
balls came over, so I piled them up
looking back.
and left.
Looking back, I had a security job working
Yeah,
in the local
Okay.
Disney store, which is gone.
yeah.
Most robbed Disney store in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They had a laminated book of people to look out for.
It wasn't me.
I didn't know you at the time, but I'm sure you.
I
I
have
thought the
never
first time I
stolen a
saw
thing.
you, I thought your face was familiar.
I've never stolen
I
a
didn't
thing.
say you were stealing stuff. I said you were abusing EOS.
I'd moved them.
You're abusing EOS.
No, that was... I'd used to do the walk all the way around
Uh-huh.
the nature trail, which is lovely. You'll see chinchillas and other
Yeah.
exotic animals that have been released all running around. It's wonderful. You get to the bottom and you'd see, oh, here comes someone. the ball would come over, run out, pop it in. Every time.
You know, it's putting the tail on the donkey, not putting the tail in the donkey.
Same difference, man.
The,
Same difference.
Yeah. Is there not... They've trained crows in Japan to pick up cigarette ends.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And have you seen the guy that's trained the crow to grab money out of people's hands?
Yeah, and it comes back with wads of it.
And they're after him like fuck. They said he's going to jail.
Yeah,
It's
jail.
his
That's
robbery.
wonderful.
It's like he's going to
Wonderful.
jail. Okay.
Crows are wonderful. You know, they hold a grudge against human beings for up to 17 years.
And if you become a friend with them,
Yeah.
they stay a friend with
They
you
stay a
forever.
friend
It's
forever.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I used to have my old house,
What?
which we were just talking about. Every day, crow, shout at you, shout back, and all
That
that.
crows like that.
Wonderful.
Misses you. Where's it? Where's
Nah,
he gone?
I've thought about that.
Where's he? He probably died.
I've realised
You abandoned
I'm not
that
going to
crow.
be told
Okay.
what to think.
Okay, right. This is interesting.
Right now, this isn't
The
not a
thing
teenage
is, hold
way.
on though. I'll just. People often say
Yeah.
they're self-taught, and
No,
I've heard
no,
people
there's no
say,
such thing.
"I've never been taught anything," but no, you have.
Yeah, you just no. That's
So
that's
you're not
true.
going to be told how to think, but you kind of have been.
No, yeah. But you'll understand
okay,
this.
That's okay.
When you go online, there's always a talking point,
Are you ever offline?
and you
really?
find you find yourself having an opinion.
Okay.
And then recently, over the last few years, it's like trans issues, and everyone's got an opinion when it's nothing to do with you.
No.
But and then they always go after vulnerable groups or groups that maybe don't have a voice and whatever, and they say there's an opinion. And the only way I look at things, whether you agree with someone or not, whether you understand someone or not, whether you know someone or not, there's someone in front of you having a human experience.
Okay.
Beyond that, if you don't know, you don't fucking know.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be told how to think.
Okay.
And
okay.
this is happening all the time.
Who's told you how to think?
Everywhere you read.
Okay.
Right, and it's okay. So if I go on and look at a newspaper online, if I continue to look at it, it will change
Oh.
to what I click on. So when you look at the headlines for me, apart from maybe the main one, will be different.
Okay.
So it's telling you how to think.
Have you tried
It's-
one of those
it's-
subscription services where it tells you what the information, where it's leaning?
Yeah, that's a good idea. But the biases that you have
Yeah.
have been exploited.
Right. Okay.
Okay? And you don't think you have biases, but you do.
The anger machine. That's what the whole internet's based on.
That's it. So if I see something where someone's hurt an animal, I
Yeah.
hate it. And you go, oh, what have they done? And I've read it. Next thing comes in, everyone's hurting animals. And everyone, and you think, God, the world's going mad. And you click on,
Well, they're abandoning crows and that.
shut up. Don't make me cry. So Joe Rogan said he
Oh,
only reads the headlines.
of course.
And you think how dangerous that is. So I thought, right, I'm going to read some headlines. I'm going to collect some headlines in the last
I was
year.
reading an article about Rogan, and what they're saying is he
Mhm.
used to be in LA and
Yeah.
he'd get more interesting guests, but he's moved to Austin and his guests are kind of dwindling. It's not as
Yeah,
interesting.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah, it's not just not as good.
And another thing about America, right? And take this on board.
Is it quite big?
It's big. Make yourself smaller and more convenient. I had to drive to go camping. 8 hours.
I think soon it's going to be in smaller portions.
Oh,
Split up. Okay.
so here's some headlines.
Right, let's hear it.
Now, these are headlines that some are local and some are from around the world and that, but you'll probably get the local ones.
Okay.
Bus driver shocked guide dog was brown. Because someone they weren't allowed on the bus because their guide dog was brown. He
That's
says could only be
Well, I saw there's people come into my work with
Golden.
dogs in training, and they're trying to claim their
Mhm.
dog was a guide dog in training.
Mhm.
What breed of dog was it?
it'll be like a Rottweiler or
A
something.
boxer.
A boxer. Now,
Boxers are not going to be guide dogs. They're just not. They're thick as fuck.
I met a young lady
Mm-hmm.
coming with a beautiful dog, a lab,
Mm-hmm.
young,
Mm-hmm.
had the full harness on, guide dog
Yeah.
in training and that. And the dog was sniffing me and she goes, oh, you could pet her if you want.
No.
I went, you sure? And I went, oh, okay. And she went, she's not a guide dog. I just got this off of Amazon so I could take her anywhere.
Jesus.
She just said it. She was absolutely proud of
Fuck. I think they used
it. Proper
to,
harness.
did they
and
not
that.
used to use Alsatians a lot as guide dogs?
I'm not sure.
There's always been labs.
Labs. Oh no, yeah, German Shepherds. Because there was a dog here that was a failed one.
Yeah, German Shepherds.
Beautiful dog.
Quite
Lovely
good for
dog.
biting people.
Yeah, but also crossing
Yeah.
pelican crossings.
Yeah.
But this girl just went, no, I got the harness off of Amazon. and
Clever.
that."
Clever.
Take my dog anywhere.
Brilliant.
Dog was
Does she
barking,
pretend to be blind as well?
shiting and everything. Dog was completely out of control, but a lovely, friendly thing.
Oh.
So this bus driver, there was a reaction to this,
Mm-hmm.
right, thing. Now, I've just given you an example of this guy, and you've done it an example. This bus driver, look, your Chihuahua's not a fucking guide dog. Get the fuck off.
Yeah.
So he's probably said, look, your dog's brown. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
The bus driver was attacked for being racist.
Jesus Christ.
Do you see how
Yes.
a perfectly normal situation has escalated into literal madness
Yeah.
because of a headline? This bus driver's seen, dude, is that a snake? It's not a guide snake. Get it off the bus.
There was that guy in Dundee had the snake. Remember in the biscuit tin?
Yeah. I was on the bus and the guy was going, all right, mate. And then I was talking to Dave and Dave said this. Dave was that. And I, you want to meet Dave? I went, Dave. And he pulled out a fucking tarantula.
Oh,
And the tarantula was bald and shivering.
oh.
And I went like that. But it was like
You know there's
in his pocket.
you know where the oldest bird the oldest wild bird is?
What's that?
It's an albatross, 74 years old.
Oh, wait, no shit.
And its last partner died, so it's got to sell a toy boy.
Mm,
74.
That's amazing.
Imagine the distance that thing's flown.
Oh, they're amazing.
But there's
birds.
bowhead whales that I reckon could be 500 years old.
Yeah. And what animal is it? Is it alligators in the wild? Crocodiles in the wild. They don't know how old they are.
Well, they won't necessarily
Isn't that
won't
weird?
die. They
Yeah.
just get so, yeah.
They just
Because they don't get cancer particularly.
they
can
tend
lose
not to die.
They
Yeah.
can lose limbs.
They don't know any have died at old age, so they don't know how old they are. And
Oh.
it's like one guy's going, could be there for hundreds of
I
years.
saw
We
a
don't
thing.
know.
They pulled this.
What?
They had this great white shark head.
Uh-huh.
They'd caught it and they pulled it in and someone bit it, the body clean off. There's an animal there that can. Have you seen killer whales?
So you have taken up swimming in the sea. Num, 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 num. I was with someone.
Uh-huh.
And we were walking. We went to Deep Sea World.
Wonderful.
You're looking across. You're under the bridge, and it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
venue. I mean, it's not venue, location. And we're walking through, and all she said, "I wonder what that tastes like. Can you cook that? I
Oh.
bet I'd shallow fry that."
Ma-
Completely
Remember one of
serious.
those
She was
big
hungry the whole
Big
time.
sunfish.
Yeah.
Came it's a very good relaxing video to watch.
What?
They take the turtles and they get the barnacles off them. Have you seen it?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's lovely. Second headline.
I saw one and it was in Australia. And it was a guy caught a big lizard and he was taking it was a blue-tongued skink and he was taking the ticks off it.
Oh,
But they get ticks inside their ears.
that's-
Oh, it looks sore.
I watch a guy that does it with is it prawns or something, and
Yeah.
they have it, and he pulls the
The
things out from them, the
parasites.
parasites.
Yeah,
Number 2.
do that.
Would families survive the banning of September? Right, now, exactly. You're no closer. You've got a headline. You're no closer
That's
to
just
understand
designed.
what that means. Right, exactly. But it's designed to what?
Annoy you.
To what?
Just an engagement. Yeah.
It's madness.
Yeah.
But there's a story under it. It's completely unrelated.
Before the internet, remember it was all just stories about the EU was trying to ban bananas or
Yeah,
shapes.
just
It was
nonsense.
all lies. But it just created this firmament of fucking.
And then we got Brexit.
yeah, just they're coming after your bananas. What was
3.
that I read? Somebody saying something about fruit.
Stay on the mic.
Somebody
It's been
about-
pointed out that you wander.
I do wander. At night, they find me in streets. Outside empty butcher shops, banging
Right,
in the
and
glass.
crosses on the. Can't remember you did it. Number 3, listen to
Just
this.
we visiting that hole in Lockheed Road.
Twigs, straw, bricks, now human poo.
For making stuff.
Houses. I couldn't figure it out. I saw the headline and I thought, no, I'm not going to read into all of them because I just want to take it
Well, they
as it is.
They would use. I remember.
These are headlines.
Remember old house we lived in back home, and up in the attic it was lath and plaster, and it was
Yeah, yeah.
horsehair,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd get that.
and it was solid.
I was away to say it's
Solid.
like concrete. Yeah.
yeah,
Because if that's what was in Waldhouse that collapsed.
yeah.
So when that come down, it was about 4 inches
well, we've
thick.
kind of got to do something
Boom.
with human shit. It would be a good building material.
It's good for fuel and everything.
Yeah, make briquettes out of it.
Oh, no, not like that. You burn it somewhere else.
No, you just get a wee festive
No.
log.
That's what you call it. Number 4.
One of my shites would burn all through Christmas.
Is there more to Mars than movies?
Oh my lord!
Right. What are they saying there? Are they talking about the state of Hollywood and
This being about the
the
sweetie.
failure of films that are based on Mars? Are they talking about science? Are they talking about people just think of it? What are they? There's nothing in a headline to lead you to any form of truth.
I'm reading at the moment the Martian Chronicles. Raymond Bradbury.
Brilliant. Now that's a read,
It's an emotional number,
Isn't
It's
it?
So emotional,
isn't it?
so emotional,
It's delicate.
delicate.
I love it. I love it.
It's wonderful.
Number 5.
Hey, I've got an itchy head today.
Now this one is kind of explains
Yeah.
divorcing my ghost husband for cheating.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But she was on telly a lot. She married
God
the
bless
ghost.
women. Again, women are great. Generally, men
Generally.
create all the fucking problems, but women, when they get their sex shit on,
Oh, they're
when they're
weird.
fucking Eiffel Tower and fucking
Yeah,
ghosts,
you've got to be careful what you say around some women. Because, for example, you make a joke,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know, you've got a bin bag on your head.
Yeah,
It was just a joke.
they're quietly dangerous.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, number 6.
Okay.
Creaking door sounds like Billie Eilish. And there was someone standing pointing at their door.
It's like the one
But you don't get to hear it. It was a newspaper.
that Miley Cyrus going, yeah, and then they
then
did
the
somebody shitting. Yeah. Does she sound like Steve-O or does Steve-O sound like her?
Steve-O sounds like Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, you're right. That's it.
You cannot tell them apart.
Steve-O bores me.
That's the funny, right, okay, that's the funny thing with Steve-O. He's actually not an interesting person.
No, but
He
that's
thinks he's got all these stories.
he's not.
'cause
He's not.
He
to say.
stabbed himself.
He just did stupid things like
Yeah.
a teenager would do, and he's
And now he's still doing it with his cock over his eye tattoo. Have you seen that?
no.
He's got a cock tattooed over his eye.
But he's just got this horrible
He went to get breast implants.
post addict shit. He's just
Ah.
annoying.
You're watching a man actively not take drugs.
Yeah. So
And
everything
it
he
just-
does to keep
everything's-
himself busy.
It's
No, I've never heard him
Idle
tell an
hands.
interesting story once.
yeah.
At least he's not a total cunt like Russell Brand.
Oh, that's true. That
Okay,
seems to be
that's
it.
fine.
But he doesn't get humour because he's been on a couple of podcasts where people are having jokes at maybe at his expense.
And he's
he
always
gets really
complaining
angry.
people are bullying him.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Chop. Number 7.
Uh-huh.
Berry Street closed from a week to 7 days. This is a headline. Someone wrote this.
Oh, for fuck's
An editor.
Is this a local press?
This wasn't, but it was in Scotland. Number 8.
Shh. I hear this. Shh. It's
And it's cutting off. I think I'll lower
I
your...
have a pacemaker fitted
You know what?
last
You're
week.
speaking a bit more softly at the moment.
Oh.
And what happens as you talk? It cuts. See it cutting off. There is a noise reduction. So you're cutting off a bit more. You usually
Okay.
just scream. That's why it was
I'm
put
not. I
up
was
high.
screaming the other day.
8. Who remembers Dundee's city farm with the centre's biggest pig? Now, someone again wrote this like there was lots of pigs in Dundee. There was only one pig,
When you left Dundee,
and it was in a cage the size of the pig.
there was a beautiful fields.
Mm-hmm.
The smell of dung
Yes.
in the local waste tip. But
Mhm.
there was Highland coos, but they're all dead now.
They're all dead. They're
And
all
they're not replacing
Nope.
them.
cost money.
A fucking Highland cow. Dundee doesn't have the budget for a Highland cow.
Do you see, just as you leave Dundee now, it's impossible. All the traffic's caught up. They're building a new estate,
Oh.
a giant amount of houses.
Oh.
And it's just taken over more. Dundee's just expanding. I don't know where all the money's coming from. I don't know where everyone's buying these houses.
Mm.
Jobs are going, things are tougher.
Yeah.
Just
fair
all
enough.
these houses. I think this can peak at one point, and suddenly there's going to be lots of empty
Oh,
houses.
Jesus. Like the Celtic Tiger when that all went tits up.
All
the
all
Dundee
wrong.
Tiger.
Oh God.
Oof.
Number 9.
Uh-huh.
Who is just sick of tyres? You would think this is tyres getting dumped.
No.
No.
Micro particles off the tyres.
No.
What?
The amount of bike tyres that are going along pavements on cycle paths. This was someone wrote this. They said all
That's
these
very
tyres going
odd.
on where people should be walking.
Okay.
Who's sick of tyres? It's not the bikes, it's the tyres. They leave marks.
There's a lot of anti-cyclist feeling. It's largely
knows
because
why.
everybody thinks that Jeremy Vine's a cunt, which he is.
Hmm.
You've got
It's-
to pick who your spokesman is.
Mhm.
If you want to be cycling, don't get Jeremy Vine. He's a cunt. If
That's
you want to
true.
be farming, don't get Clarkson.
Yeah.
He's a cunt. Get somebody better as your spokesperson.
That's
Simple.
true. Because I mean, they're trying to encourage you.
Grocery, Greg Wallace. Not a good idea.
Exactly. They're trying to encourage you to cycle and everything, and then people got attitudes towards it. And in Dundee, and notice the car park, which is all for electric charging. It's starting to, all the scaffolding's coming down, they're getting finished.
The thing.
They've spent millions on it, and all the major car companies of the world have abandoned E EVs.
See what annoys me
Brilliant.
about that job? I liked that building. I liked the design of it. I was fond of it. At night, it's great. And I like going up to the top. You got a nice view of the
All the
top.
junkies shit in the stairs.
Me as well.
Yeah.
But what they had was the surface of it, all the cladding was big chunks. It was like
Yeah.
flint nodules.
Mhm.
And I liked that look. They've removed that and they've
It's all
painted
gone.
it grey.
Painted it.
It's dull.
But
It's dull.
this is Dundee as usual. Let's spend a fortune on a charging place.
Yeah.
When
they'll not be
The
used.
the second-hand market, look into this.
Yeah.
For EVs, there was one car, can't remember what it was 140 grand.
Right.
Within a year, 40,000 on its value.
Ooh.
Nobody wants second-hand electric cars.
No, because you're worried about them batteries.
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
it's so all the big companies went, no, it's going to be hydrogen,
Yeah.
other fuels, stuff like that.
Imagine
It's,
there'll
disaster.
be a day when you can just there'll be a thing comes about a car you can
Mhm.
fart into it and that can run all day on a fart.
Hydrogen's really good. It's
Single
difficult to
fart.
store and everything,
Yeah.
but they'll get there.
A cup
They'll
of
get there.
water or spit.
Number
Imagine you
10.
to jizz into your car to get started.
Like, oh, God.
Only teenagers on the roads.
I know. I'd be there for hours and get like 30 feet. Local MP can't ice skate.
well,
Why is this a
that
headline?
only worries me if you're living in like the Arctic Circle.
Local MP can't ice skate. But these are genuine headlines. These were ones that got...
Most journalists, I notice in America, all the local news is all Fox affiliates now.
Yeah, because they do it all
They
at the same
own
time.
it. They
yeah.
just own the whole shambong. But all the local papers are all gone now. Local
Yeah.
news. That's where people cut their teeth as journalists.
It
And it's
doesn't
not
exist.
happening now. No, it's not.
That's the problem. You want to be a real journalist. Investigation. You want to report things properly. Where do you go for that now?
You
You
don't. You don't. All journalists do now is somebody dies, they go and look up their fucking Twitter account.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the one thing I hated when Twitter was sort of at its peak,
Uh-huh.
on the news they would say, and going over to Twitter, the opinion is, why are you going to Twitter?
I
This is
remember.
not news.
Remember when I remember
Maniacs.
thinking things aren't going to go well. They had This Morning with Richard and Judy, and they had a internet expert would come on, and it
Mhm.
was that fucking guy, Rufus Hound.
Oh,
So he awful,
internet expert.
and he would come on and go, "This isn't Twitter," and he would just
What?
say,
got paid for that.
"Got paid."
Number 11, Orange is the New Mondays. Yeah, this is this is what happens. This one is a local one, and this is true. Zendaya plans to visit Dundee.
Well, she's coming here because
Yes.
her great granddad was from Dundee.
This is ridiculous. You know what? Head up to the chippy, I can't remember its name, in Fintry. It's awful.
She turned out well for Dundee blood in her. I'm telling
I'll
you.
tell you.
She's got a long length of leg that's not common in Dundee.
Oh, God, imagine she went to kick you. She'd be at the bus stop and still get you.
She won't hold hands.
Number 13.
Everybody tries to hold her hand. She won't hold her hand.
I don't hold
Nice.
hands. I
Yeah.
don't like holding
Yeah,
hands.
That's that Dundee thing.
This is a headline.
Okay.
Fish in Tay may be foreign.
Fish from Marillion, because he's from Dalkeith.
That's a good point. I didn't know if he was swimming there. I
You'd
think they
know.
meant. I think
You'd-
they meant flounders.
You'd know.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
the water would go up
Kaylee.
with his lank hair. He's still
He's
got.
bad.
Oh,
Kaylee.
God. No one knows his age.
They don't.
Fish in Tay may be foreign.
Oh, fuck. This fish could come from everywhere.
I-
If you're in the water, you're not foreign.
It's like when you see. I saw someone talking about all the actors in the Lion King stage show should be black. They're tigers and giraffes. What are you? Oh, not
What?
tigers, lions. I'm not very good. Warthogs.
Yeah.
They're not. What? Have people lost their fucking
Yeah,
mind?
it's all peculiar.
14. How to say yes. 15. Right, this one annoyed me because someone thought they were being a bit clever, a bit using the English language.
As a weapon.
Humour.
Okay.
Dundee bakers say they are cooked. No, they would be baked. They'd be baked.
But bake means they're stoned.
It doesn't matter.
They do cook some stuff. You can get a pizza.
It's not cooking. You bake a pizza.
They cook a pizza.
You do not.
You can bake a pizza.
You
or
do
cook
not. You
it.
bake it.
Cook a pizza, bake a pizza. You can get
You
away
bake-
with
you,
both.
You bake it.
You can cook.
I
Yeah.
feel you bake it.
You don't cook a loaf, but you could bake it. There's an element that's cooking in a pizza.
This is another real one. Rioters continue to celebrate Halloween. This fucking is this working? Is this meant to make me
I was
mad?
listening to a podcast the other day about Weird and the Wade, and it was going on about Biggleswade.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a problem with those cats, the Chowseas, as you spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
But what they were mentioning, I totally forgot about. Remember the killer clowns?
Yeah. Hey, right. Do you remember the gimps that were running around?
Yeah.
Forgot about. This is what happens.
Do you know there was schools closed because of killer clowns?
Knife crime. You hear about it and everyone goes, oh my God, everyone's getting stabbed. Let's ban knives. A week later, forgot about it.
People throwing themselves off the Tay Bridge. The more they speak about it, the more it happens.
And we've just
They
done
were-
it.
they were-
Jesus,
shit. But they were wanting to put fucking things, posters on the Tay Bridge halfway across. It would just encourage people.
Because it
driving
reminds
past.
them.
Yeah.
They went, oh, you can. You've probably killed about
Yeah.
8 people doing this.
I don't think people that throw themselves off Tay Bridge listen to us.
Number 17.
Yeah.
Dog walkers surprised by dinosaur in park. Now this I had to point out because in Dundee,
Was
if
that an
anything
ostrich?
happens in the street or a park, they always say dog walkers spotted, dog walkers surprised, dog walkers
you know what?
infuriated.
You know what they've just done?
What?
They're encouraging people to walk their dogs in graveyards, cemeteries. I think that's disgusting.
Why?
You think dogs should run about shitting in graveyards?
Yeah.
No.
Who
They
cares?
used to say you had to have it on the lead. You've got everywhere to walk, and they go, I want to walk a dog in a graveyard. I think it's,
Well, they
Here's
don't
one.
expect you to shite
I
in it.
think there's too many dogs and dog walkers now.
According to the newspapers, they
many.
know everything.
Too many dogs.
Let's go back to messages. Stacey King.
Oh.
Morning, mofos. I attended my uncle's funeral last Friday.
Oh, sorry.
And the service started with some Beatles music and then ended with Kate Bush. It has got me thinking about what music I would like at my funeral. Now, being a hip hop fan, I'm sure there's musical choices would be proper, Nas to Gangster. I'm just not sure where Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos by Public Enemy would fit. Oh, it would fit in anywhere. Any Public Enemy.
It's your instructions.
What would your choice be?
So it's you set the rules. I would make them listen to like Cypress Hill.
Oh,
The
excellent.
Everyone's kind of have to hush during prayers.
Funkadubious.
I saw
Yeah.
them live in Glasgow.
I've never seen them.
Incredible.
Good stuff. Well, it's the same band.
It's silence.
Yeah.
And everyone had to listen to the whole album.
Oh, that's good.
Set the rules.
Wham's greatest hits.
I had a joint.
And you have
with-
to sit quiet.
I shared a joint with
Yeah.
Sendog,
Oh. Well, fuck's sake, haven't you lived the life?
haven't I?
Number 18.
Uh-huh.
Dundee's Christmas tree, a disgrace, but better than last year's.
Is it marginally larger?
This was from a couple of years ago. A disgrace, but
There was
better
one that
than
was
last
really
year's.
shit.
So,
They're
what
really-
word as a journalist is worse than disgrace?
absolute disgrace.
It's a fucking disgrace.
There's that city. There's a thing going on in City Square just now, and there's a ride thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got You know how it's normally celebrities? It'll be Rihanna or something.
Yeah.
It's got an elderly Tom Hanks
Oh,
in a suit,
just
and you're on an exciting ride. It's just Tom Hanks.
oh god.
It's really weird.
Number 19.
Yes.
Cats? Question mark.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't mean
What,
anything.
the film?
And then
This
number
music-
20. This is the final one, I think. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is the most Dundee headline I've ever heard.
An ing-a-ning-a-na?
Athletes miserable on fun run.
Well, they did that. They did that walk across Fife and that, and across the bridge.
Oh,
And
I
I
think there was
think-
3 deaths.
Well, it was so hot. And folk were just so fucking miserable. I think it was people just keeling up.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really
wonderful.
bad.
But there's nothing worse than
I think
seeing.
it was 14 miles or something.
Have you ever seen people on a fun run and their mouths hanging open?
There was a guy run
not
past
fun.
me yesterday coming down the Lochie Road, and he had a skin tight outfit on, and he had these it looked like hockey socks,
Mhm.
like a girl would wear, but he had all this tech. He had stuff
Loads of stuff.
on his pet.
Oh.
With
just running.
in a water bottle. And I thought, you're just
I-
sucking up fumes off Lochie Road.
I've never ran with anything. A bit of music,
I don't run.
but that's all. I don't
Yeah.
run, but cycling, I just never had any. It was just a bit
No.
of music, and that would do me.
Kind
I know
of
where I
men will
go.
really put the gear on and they're not ashamed. And
I've never really had the gear.
the lycra, no.
I like
nobody's
to. I like
interested
to
in
go
that.
light.
If you're in the Olympics, wear
Yeah.
lycra. If you're just some fucker out on your bike, please don't wear lycra.
I would go out on my bike. Do
Uh-huh.
you know what I'd wear?
Yeah, just
I didn't change. I just went out on it.
Yeah, just go in it.
I never changed,
Yeah,
and
just
I
go
don't
out.
have special bike
It's like
clothes.
people that wear driving gloves when they're in the car.
It's like how hard do you
Weird.
got
Men-
power
men are
steering?
strange.
You don't need it.
What are all those fucking
What?
golf people get to do? They can't play golf in Dundee.
No
Well, they
golf
just-
in Dundee's
100%
absolutely
in the
shocking.
child abuse, sir.
Just put
What are they
their
gonna do with
energies
themselves?
right into it.
Because it's an
I don't
obsessive
know.
thing. My dad knew a guy that became addicted to golf
Yeah.
to the point, I think he'd lost his family. But he would get up in the morning, all he could think about was golf. It obsessed him.
That's
He'd play golf.
horrific.
I think they had to ban him from the local course. A guy in my hometown as well got a different guy,
Uh-huh.
got addicted to night nurse.
It's the same thing.
But his face was in all the local chemists. Don't sell this guy night nurse. He's buying about 12 bottles and just drinking it.
I was at I used to work at the chaplaincy up at the university, and we had one of our COSH meetings.
Yeah.
You know, you got to sit and say,
Yeah.
"Don't drink bleach." Right? You
Yeah,
got that,
don't drink it.
everyone.
You can
Sign
sip it, you
that.
can smell it, you can
And
sniff
that,
it.
and it was basically that. And we just got talking, and everyone was talking about their traumas with their families
Oh,
and that.
no.
And I went, oh, my mum, she drinks methylated spirits, and she gets really violent and that. And I just started making up shit. And they went like that. What, Annie Findas? And I went, what? They knew her.
Oh, no.
They were at the church.
Oh, jeez.
And I went, oh, for fuck's sake. So there was not an intervention, but people wanted to have a word with my mum to see if they could help her through the church because I was telling them they're drinking meths.
Oh, no.
She never. This is 26 years ago.
And she's
She
never disowned
never
you.
lets me forget it.
Kind of perverse almost. sticking
Anytime there's a
around.
conversation, you know what he did to me? Every
Yeah.
time. Okay, I don't feel bad about it because
It's
it was
like
having-
emancipation. Children leave their parents, but
Mhm.
parents can leave their kids.
That's true. But a lot of the people there thought it was called Wrinkle Selwyn anyway.
Okay.
So I don't. It's a whole thing. They thought it was called, and they've just got Wrinkle. When I was leaving, I was going to college, and they had a sign up saying "Good luck, Wrinkle."
Wilmer Valderrama. Wilmer's a funny name. Wilmer.
It's a weird. Would it
No,
be,
I've not met
would it
many
be
Wilmer.
Wilmer or Wilmer?
Wilmer?
know.
Well, there was a
Wilmer.
lot of kind of Germans ended up in South America, didn't they?
I
There's
think,
certain towns it's lederhosen as far as I can
but I
see.
think Germany's spoken most widely outside of Germany in Hawaii.
Is it?
I believe so.
Oh.
I think I heard that
A
somewhere.
lot of Germans in Argentina.
There's
And
there is,
and
but
all-
that's another thing.
there's a lot of Welsh over there as well.
But that I may have made that up. Look into it. I think it's Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I think so. I think
Okay.
so. Ladies and gentlemen,
A lot of surfing in Hawaii.
there's good. I would like to go to see it, but some of the bits I'd like to go scare me. They're too big. It's a bit big.
Big
Waimea and
Oh, yeah,
all
big,
that. It's
big.
just a bit big. It's
Big
a bit,
waves. Big
it's-
scary waves.
It's too much for me. Anything over 8 foot, I'm like, fuck
No,
that
no, you
noise.
cannot
That's
fuck- yeah,
terrifying.
it's terrifying.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us on
Yeah,
Patreon.
you see a dolphin doing it.
Yeah.
It's a piss.
But yeah, they're under it though, and they don't go in the
It's more
big waves.
difficult.
Dolphins don't go in big waves. They're dangerous. They only
Yeah.
go in small waves.
Okay.
Have you seen the one where it's the whale turns up with the surfers and it's
Oh.
surfing under the wave? Fucking giant, beautiful. Turns up to surf
What
with
a
them.
moment.
Join us
Wasted.
on Patreon for as low as $2, where you can see the full video
That's
version
nothing,
of this.
is it? That's
And look at the
nothing.
lights, Che. We've got
That's $2
big light
is
there.
nothing.
lights changing there. What more do you need?
It's just nothing.
People have pointed out that we are very, very cheap.
Yeah.
Well, as you said, you're cheap as fuck.
We're
And I
cheap
went,
people, yeah.
does
we're
that mean?
cheap.
I think it's we don't charge a lot.
We're cheap.
Now, there's no music, but it's actually playing. And you're so happy.
It's unbelievable.
It's so good.
It's unbelievable.
Well, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
did you notice I put the card up from
Oh, there's the
Shardwins.
card. Let's have a look. He sent you a card. Let's see it. What does
Hold
he
on,
say?
it's
in it?
been sterilised, don't worry.
From one jackass to another. That's it.
That's it.
That he didn't write that. He got
No,
he
it's
got
not.
Maggie
He's not written that.
dictated.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. That's a lovely card.
Love heart, dirty cunt.
He's broke
Dirty.
his key ring. that I give him.
Oh,
So
I
I'm gonna
noticed that.
have to sort him out with another one. I'll
Yo,
make one
he
today.
needs sorting out.
I'll make one
He needs
today for you,
sorting
mate.
right out.
Until next time.
He's
Later.
he's a CEO of ChrisShadwins.com.
There was a wee sign. It was a proper hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, proper shit.
Jesus.
He's
and the
got
guy
away.
left on a bicycle, and this was all.
It wasn't a. It was a scooter.
It was a
wasn't
scooter, all planned
Central Park. Oh yeah.
in Central
Oh,
Park.
well.
You just disappear. I've
He's-
seen Central
his
Park.
wife-
Huge.
The widow will be a very wealthy lady. Very wealthy.
Nobody be looking at her. Until next time. Later.
Ta-da! Ta-da!
Scotland, the smartest man in all the land, the best looking man in history. Call on for Derek Fingers. Up in Scotland, the greatest podcast ever. Up in Scotland will change your life. Focus Scotland.